Today I turned in a disclosure of non-candidacy to the city clerk's office. I won't be running for re-election in 2020. In general, I'm a supporter of term limits at all levels of government, and I believe a founding principle of our nation is that those with the ability should run for office, try to make a positive difference, and then step aside and be critiqued by the next group of citizen servants. So it's time for me to get critiqued. I'm proud to have been mayor of West Bend for 3 terms, and I will certainly look back at the time invested serving my hometown with pride. As citizens of West Bend, I think we've got a lot to be excited for. Our downtown is thriving through many changes, such as the expanding role that MOA is playing, new investment into the historic theater, a revitalized riverfront, and private development in the TIF district and on Main Street. During my tenure, we have seen development in all corners of the city, including the recruitment of Delta Defense to West Bend, Epic Creative relocating to the downtown area, Spalding Clinical's growth, the development of a new Southside Industrial Park, and even Fleet Farm is nearing completion on a new facility. Since first being elected mayor in April of 2011, I am proud to have played a role in reaching several critical goals. I look back at my initial campaign promises from 2011 and found them to be communication, vision, and value. And I think together we knocked it out of the park. We hit home runs in all areas. From a communication standpoint, we have more citizen volunteers than ever. We have public positions on the finance and public works committees. We organized citizen-run task forces, including the Value Task Force, and our budget process, I wrote this before tonight, is easy to understand and transparent. Our vision in West Bend is laser focused, I'd say. We know which major roads will be tackled in the next 2 to 5 years. The west side riverfront will be redeveloped. Our downtown will continue to be a focus. And the Southside Industrial Park will be under construction in 2020. I challenge any community to beat West Bend from a value perspective. Since 2011, we've cut debt almost in half. We've increased our reserve accounts by 300%. We've increased investment into road maintenance, all while seeing the real cost to operate the city drop by about 2.5% when comparing 2019 to 2011. We asked some tough questions, we made tough decisions, and as a community, we're now able to reap the benefits of a smaller and more efficient government. Together, we've accomplished a great deal. However, there are still areas where work needs to be done, and one of those areas is the land known as the former Gale headquarter property downtown. This brownfield has been owned by the city since I believe it was the early 2000s, maybe late 90s. Mark, you might know, somewhere around there. So we're pushing 20 years, 15 to 20 years or so. Twice during my tenure as mayor, and many of you, we've had developers interested enough in that property to actually have it under legal control. Both times, the main focus of that development was to be multifamily, and unfortunately, neither of these projects ever got off the ground, and at their own choosing, the developers discontinued their interest in the land. There is, I think as you all know in the audience here, know that there is a new development proposed for this parcel, which I personally recruited to West Bend. I know the developers well, as my business has worked for them for more than 15 years. The council is aware of this, the city administrator is aware of this, and the city attorney is aware of this. As a citizen of West Bend, I would really like to see the project take shape, as I believe it's a great win for our downtown. Town Place Suites Hotel by Marriott, as well as a professional office building, will really help increase tourism, along with the added benefit of additional employees working in that area on a daily basis. My sense, though, is that in order for this development to move forward, I'm going to need to get behind it in an active and personal way. And this is something that I can't do while maintaining my role as your mayor. As West Bend knows, in addition to my service life, I own and operate local architectural and construction management firms here in West Bend. With the guidance of city administrators and city attorneys over the past 8+ years, as well as multiple personal legal advisors, I've worked hard to ensure that I ethically and transparently serve my constituents, employees, my customers, and my family. During my time in office, I have fully and publicly communicated potential conflicts as they arise at both the City Council and Plan Commission levels. I've received legal opinions just within the last week and advice from multiple local law firms on how to remain mayor while also personally being involved in the Gale site project. None of the opinions are crystal clear. None of the opinions pass my personal gut check test. Therefore, after consultation with the city attorney and my own legal advisors, I decided to step down as your mayor, effective this evening, to avoid the appearance of any conflicts of interest and move forward personally with getting behind this project and hopefully help it take place. The municipal approval project will take place after my resignation, without me as a council member and without me having any public authority. I cannot and will not jeopardize the reputation or character of myself, my business, or the mayor's office by proceeding with even a hint of ambiguity. I'd like to thank the citizens that elected and trust me. I'd like to thank the staff that I've come to respect. I'd like to thank my aldermen, current and past aldermen that I've had the pleasure to serve with. While I'm disappointed to be resigning, I do look forward to returning to the private sector full-time and to potentially serving in another public capacity in the future. I will resign my position as of the time that I exit this room this evening, October 21st, 2019, or I put 11 o'clock p.m., whichever is earlier, so hopefully we're not talking for the next 3 hours. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I did meet with Council President Hoogaster and Jay on Friday. I think between those two and Ian, they got some ideas on council's choices and options moving forward. But if anybody has any questions for me, I'd be happy to try and answer them. Otherwise, I will exit the council chambers for my last time as mayor.
Wow. Didn't see that coming right now. I appreciate that. I know that we don't agree on everything, but I appreciate the time we've had together. Appreciate it, Justin.
I'm looking for pats on the back. If anybody's got that.
Great. It's been 6 years since I've been under you, and I want to tell you it's been a joy. And thank you very much. I learned an awful lot. You definitely have taught me an awful lot. Hate to see you go, but good luck in your new fate.
Thanks, John. Hopefully you can tell I'd say it's a difficult decision. It's not that difficult when you look at doing something that may or may not be ethical and legal versus doing something that is ethical and legal. So I'm not gonna say it was a tough decision. It was easy when those were the two choices. I was hoping there was some middle ground, but the middle ground is gray, and I mentioned I don't want to live in the gray. This is a black and white decision, and this is a pretty cool project for West Bend, and I'm certainly not going to taint this office or the city or the project by trying to serve two masters.
I too would like to thank you for your service to the city. Wish you well with your future ventures. As we used to say, fair winds and following seas.
Appreciate it, Mark. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ladies. Good night.